rival number 4, Jeremy Schell. Between autograph signings and photo opportunities, we asked the competitors about the pressures of the points race and their views on the off-road series.
It was a young rider from Canal Fulton, Ohio, fighting off the competition in St. Louis to win round 1 in the Pro Quad Series. That young man was number 3, Tim Farr. Always a fierce competitor, the Laker rider knows all too well that a mere 2 points distance himself from second place. But he's not letting the pressure get to him as he prepares for round 2 in Houston.
I feel pretty good. You know, the points are real close, but, you know, this is the rough track, and I usually excel at the rough track, so I'm not worried at all.
The U.S. Off-Road Championship Series has provided a significant boost to the careers of these young riders, and you can bet they're excited to be racing in professional stadiums across the U.S. and beyond.
Oh, yeah, it's great because usually we ride the outdoor nationals, and we don't have too many spectators at the outdoors, so we come here, and it's just totally awesome.
Yeah, it's great to race in front of a lot of people, so we love it.
The riders have adapted well to the indoor stadium tracks, finding their racing style better suited to the intricate demands of the course.
I enjoy the technical tracks. You know, that's more my style than wide open. I'm more of a technical rider.
And I feel like I am also. I really like the big jumps, you know, the rough timing whoops and stuff.
Despite the intense competitive nature of the sport, there's a camaraderie amongst the riders that tends to create almost a sibling-like rivalry.
We've been great friends for years now, and we ride together, you know, we go out and do things together, so, you know, we're just real good friends.
I'm anxious to ride on track. I'm really wanting to beat Tim tonight. It'd be a great time. I hope the fans enjoy it.
I'm going to win tonight.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I'll win.
No doubt there's a friendly rivalry going on between those two lads. Let's take it down to Houston to find out just who was going to take the Pro Quads victory in a charged-up Astrodome. Dave Reef reports.
Hot off a victory from round 1 in St. Louis, number 3 Tim Farr was hungry for a repeat. But the intensity in '98 champion Mark Earhart's eyes said it all. He wasn't about to let this one go. This was going to be a war. Off the start, Earhart appeared to have the whole shot sealed, but from the outside lane, it was number 4, Jeremy the Hick Schell, charging hard on the pack. He gained ground on the number 1 rider in the first turn and was able to pass Earhart on the tabletop as number 11, Steve Owens from Wildomar, California, took a nasty tumble. He'd be a little shaken, but otherwise okay. Schell was able to maintain a close lead over Earhart as the riders flew over Pace Peak. Then in the corner, number 3, Tim Farr got bumped, and that cost him plenty as the current points leader scrambled to refire his quad and get back into competition. Then it was the 99, Byron Seed, planting himself in the Texas soil as his Lone Star quad tumbled on the ramp. The pack pursued on the cluttered course with number 11, Steve Owens, able to recover from his fall and jump back in the race. Up in front, number 4, Schell continued to hang on to his lead with Earhart closing in on the second to last lap. Number 38, Jeremiah Jones, currently second in the points race, was looking for the points lead as he climbed his way into third place. Last lap, Earhart and Schell even over the tabletop, and Earhart wanted the pass. He came close in the corner, but Schell was not about to let up. The fatigued rider could taste his first Pro Quads victory, and he wanted every bite. It was a nail-biter to the finish, though, as Jeremy the Hick Schell from Hornersville, Missouri, took home his first victory in the Pro Quads class. Earhart put up a great battle in second, ahead of Jones, Ellis, and Bird.
I don't even know where Hornersville, Missouri is, but the heck you made it, man. It's about time. I've been looking for this for a year. I need it. You got the goal right from the gun. You had the lead, but boy, was Earhart on your tail the last 4 laps. I was starting to really get fatigued, and I'll be ready for a little training when I get done tonight.
Jeremiah Jones' third place finish puts him ahead in the points with a slight lead over Schell and Bird. The Pro Quad competition continues at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan on March 13th.
Missouri shifts northward for round 3 when we visit Viking territory in a frigid Minnesota. Stick around, because when we come back, we're going out west to check in on a very interesting beginning to the 125 West Supercross.
To have you back. I mean, you're a fan favorite the rest of the whole series. It's good to have you back. Oh, yeah, you Minnesota fans are great, man. I really heard you out there. Thanks a lot for cheering me on. I really want to thank my mechanic, John Anderson, White Brothers, Team Yamaha, O'Neill, Shoei, and Oakley.
Corey Keeney's second place finish keeps Downs in the points lead just ahead of Knox and Ridgeway. Well, they say everything's big in the Lone Star State. That includes off-road racing. It's coming your way, Irving, Texas on March 6th. On to the Pro Quads, where Jeremy Schell was looking for a repeat after his victory in Houston, but number 3 Tim Farr made his goals very clear. He wanted the podium. Things look good for Farr off the line as he rocketed from the number 3 position to grab the whole shot with number 7, Keith Little, taking second on the Honda, followed by Laker rider Jeremy the Hick Shell out of Hornersville, Missouri, bringing up third. The racing was tight in the corners, maybe a little too tight as several riders got tangled in the turn, with number 708 Harold the Bumblebee Goodman and 204 Joe Bird getting the worst of the predicament. Tim Farr on the number 3 quad was able to lengthen his lead with precision riding in the whoop section as Little and Shell continued their very close battle for second. Check out the jump by the leader, easily clearing the triple, punctuating his lead. Number 38, Jeremiah Jones, the current points leader, was having a consistent run in 4th place as Farr continued his high-flying antics. Meanwhile, the Shell Little battle for second raged on. The Hick was growing weary of looking at the number 7 plate of Little, who bobbled in the turn, but Shell was unable to capitalize as Little maintained his 2nd place position over the Hick. However, there's no stopping number 3, Tim Farr from Ohio, as he takes his 2nd victory in style in the Pro Quads division. Little held on to 2nd. Jeremy Shell settled for 3rd.
He had a rough run in Houston, but what comeback here in Minneapolis?
Yeah, you know, Houston, luck was about the same as it was last year. I just knew I had to come back and win this one.
Farr's victory moves him into 2nd place in the points race, a mere 5 points behind Jeremy Shell. Catch the Pro Quads points battle live at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan on March 13th. For Pace Championship Motorsports, I'm Dave Reef.
For the defending champion Mark Earhart, yet another disappointing ride in 7th place. So it looks like the trio of Tim Farr, Jeremiah Jones, and points leader Jeremy Shell will be battling back and forth all season long to strip Earhart of his title. Let's put on the big tires and take a look at a everyone. The Pro Quad Series is certainly heating up, and some new faces are appearing on the podium this season. One who hasn't made it yet is last season's points champion Mark Earhart. Dave Reef caught up with the number 1 rider to discuss his winning drought and get his views on the season. Let's take a look.
Last year's Pro Quads points title came down to the final race of the season, with California rider Mark Earhart just edging past his nemesis Shane Head by 2 points, taking the 98 Series championship. This season, the number 1 rider is off to a rocky start. A pileup in St. Louis dropped him to a 15th place finish in round 1. The reigning champion currently sits 7th in the points after 3 rounds of competition.
Yeah, at St. Louis actually was basically a repeat for me as last year. I won my heat race and got out in the main and got in a pile up and didn't finish so well. I think I finished back around 15th place. And then the following race, I dogged Jeremy Shell the whole time, and it was a tough track to pass on, and he was riding real good, and we had a good battle. I just couldn't get around him.
Never one to let up, Earhart looks forward to round 4 action. With a fine-tuned machine and a competitive spirit, he's ready to climb the points ladder again.
We've done actually as much testing as we can. We've done a little modifications to our motor and stuff, and we've changed our suspension for a little more weight transfer, a little more hookup, and it's going to be tough. There's a lot of tough competition out there, and but I feel real good, and my machine's working real good, and hopefully I'll be able to get back on track tonight.
The U.S. Off-Road Championship Series provides an intimate setting for the riders to compete in front of their fans. We talked about the relationship between the fans and the riders and how that affects their performance.
Yeah, Pace offers us a pit party, which is basically an autograph session down on the track, which is great because all the fans can meet us hands-on. It's great for all of our sponsors, and it's great to meet all the fans, and that's what keeps us going. You know, we can hear those fans when we're out there riding, and we appreciate that. I got to step it up a notch and be a little more aggressive. I've been riding, I guess, kind of maybe timid. So yeah, I need to be a little more aggressive tonight and just charge hard and get a good start and hope for the best.
Well, Earhart's certainly aware of what he has to do to maintain his title. Let's find out how the number 1 rider fared in round number 4 as the Pro Quad Series lit up Edison International Field. Dave Reef reports.
The action was intense right off the start as several riders tumbled over the first jump. A tough break for Joe Bird, who came into the race 4th in points. Up front, number 708, Harold Bumblebee Goodman just gets the whole shot from 93, Travis Spader, with a hard-charging Earhart in 3rd, until a sweet move in the turn puts the number 1 rider in 2nd as Bumblebee checks his close lead over the tabletop. Back in in the pack. Engine problems forced the 91 of Jeff Seagat to stop early on. He refired his Honda and jumped back into the action with Goodman in first, followed closely by Earhart, Spader, and number 6, Corey Ellis hot in pursuit. Then Ellis made his move, going wide and passing Earhart for second as a frustrated Travis Spader stalls in the turn, dropping him from the top 5. Back up front, it was number 6, Corey Ellis from Valley Center, California, pouring on the juice in the whoops as he rocketed past Goodman to take the lead. Goodman battled back in the turn, but Ellis was on target, securing his lead as he flew over the tabletop jump on his Laker quad. The Bumblebee was buzzing close behind in second, with number 1, Earhart in third, until out of nowhere came number 3, Tim Farr, charging to the inside lane as he overtook Earhart to take over the third spot. And he wasn't stopping there. Check out the air on the big jump as Farr actually gains ground in midair. He got the inside line on the Bumblebee and never let up as he moved the 3 quad into second behind a seemingly unstoppable Corey Ellis. Look at the speed over the jumps as the leader handled his quad with finesse in the woods, maintaining a healthy lead. Then it was Jeremy Schell fighting his way into fourth until he bumped wheels with Goodman, sending him tumbling into the barriers. A tough break for the series points leader. Farr put up quite a chase, but it was number 6, Corey Ellis, taking his first Pro Quad victory in the U.S. Off-Road Championship Series. Farr took second, the Bumblebee held on to third, with Earhart and Little rounding out the top 5.
Gotta be your first stadium win. Congratulations. What's it feeling? Feels great. It's just been a matter of time, and finally I did it. And I'm happy, and hopefully I can do it again next weekend.
Tim Farr's second place finish puts him ahead in the points race. Schell dropped to second, followed by Little, Bird, and Earhart. Reporting for Pace Championship Motorsports, I'm Dave Reeve.
What a night for number 6, Corey Ellis. With the confidence of his first victory in the series, you can bet we'll be hearing a lot more about that young man. Don't go anywhere. We've got plenty more racing coming up after the break right here on Pace Championship Motorsports.
Woo! Then your daddy should have given you a long time ago.
Series, and the riders were looking forward to racing on the indoor course.
Oh, it's great. I love this track. Pace done a real good job with this track. I wish there was more like this track, but it's going to be great racing for the quads tonight.
The competition's fierce here. You know, any one rider can win on any given day.
Travis Spader on the number 93 was looking to be that rider, winning the heat race for the pole position in the main. He took full advantage of the inside lane, nailing the whole shot as the pack bumped and banged their way into position in the first turn. Number 3, Tim Farr, was close behind in second, with Jeremy the Hick Schell and Kevin Little in tow as the leader roosted the pack and lengthened his lead. The cluttered field meant plenty of bumping as number 171, Matt Topham, found out he would suffer a broken bone in the tangle. Up front it was Spader all over the technical track as he cruised with blinding speed. Tim Farr trying to figure out how to keep up with the Jersey rider. The battle for fifth was growing intense between Little and Seagat. They bumped quads and Little went down. He DNF'd the race and would lose his third place points position. Seagat took fifth, but nobody was touching number 93, Travis Spader, as he took his first victory of the season in the Pro Quad division. Farr finished a respectable second ahead of the Hick, Jeremy Schell, and Goodman.
It's going great, man. I'm full-time in school right now. Trying to mix in some races, trying to stay in shape. If it weren't for my sponsors, Duncan Racing, Roll Designs, Action Shocks, Golden West Cycle, I couldn't do it.
Spader will need duplicate performances to catch up in the points race as Farr leads the pack with 580 ahead of Schell with 571. For Pace Championship Motorsports, I'm Dave Reeve.
Spader takes the win in his first appearance of the '99 season. He'll be tough to beat as the riders head to San Diego in round 6.